It's your girl, Littlemissinvestigator, and before we get into today's story, go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe, because on my channel, we get to the bottom of things.
She wrote it up the best. I cannot even take credit for that with a straight face. Ready?
We begin with breaking news in Ellis County. 3 children found dead and 2 others rushed to a hospital with stab wounds. Sources tell us the suspect is the children's mother and is in custody tonight. Police have been at a home in Italy since 4 this afternoon. That's located off I-35, about 40 miles south of Dallas. WFAA's Matt Howerton joins us live after speaking to relatives and investigators tonight. Matt.
Yeah, Cynthia, I don't know how to say this here, but what happened here on this street in this tiny community behind me is simply unfathomable. A mother, police say, stabbing her own children, 3 of them, to death. Police still on scene here tonight telling us that all this happened around 4 p.m. this afternoon. And believe me when I tell you, something like this that happened on this tiny street in this tiny community has sent a titanic shockwave through so many here in Italy, Texas.
Today's story is about a failed CPS system. Shamaiya and troyshaye, born and raised in Texas, were thrown into the system at a young age due to their mom being on drugs. These 2 had a troublesome childhood. This story dates back to 2017 when Shamaiya and troyshaye went to troyshaye's boyfriend's house. And when he seen them pull up, he tried to run inside his house, but they bombarded their way in. They grabbed him by his shirt and sprayed him with pepper spray. troyshaye then pulled a knife out of her shirt and told her sister to run up on him. Shamaiya ended up stabbing him with the knife, but thankfully he survived. Now, despite troyshaye having her crazy side, on her Facebook page, all she talked about was how much she loved her daughter. Prior to this incident that happened in 2021, troyshaye had wrote a friend asking for her help with her daughter, saying she had been getting on her nerves, saying demons were after her, and friends noted that she had been acting strange.
We've also learned this morning Shamaiya Hall has been arrested before. Sources tell WFAA senior crime reporter Rebecca Lopez she was arrested back in 2017 for stabbing her sister's boyfriend. Her twin sister was also arrested in 2021 and charged with stabbing her 7-year-old daughter to death.
In 2021, in Dallas, Texas, during a supervised visit that troyshaye was having at her mom's house with her daughter, her mom heard screaming coming from the other side of the house. She ran to the other side of the house to find out that troyshaye had attacked her brother's friend and had stabbed him 3 times. They tried to take the knife away from her, but then she ran off and she attacked her 7-year-old daughter, Madison. Her mom ran out to get help. While her mom was getting help, troyshaye stabbed Madison over 30 times. The neighbor that her mom happened to get help from was an off-duty police officer, so once troyshaye came outside, he threw on handcuffs and left her there in the grass. And then he ran inside to get Madison, when then he rushed her to the nearest fire station. Unfortunately, later she was pronounced dead. Her brother's friend did need immediate surgery, but he did survive. She was charged with capital murder and aggravated assault and was found incompetent to stand trial, but was ordered into an inpatient mental care facility. Until this day, we still don't know what was the motive. Now we have to get into Madison's evil auntie, Shamaiya.
These are mugshots from her 4 previous arrests between 2014 and 2020, charged with theft, burglary, assault, and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
In the midst of Shamaiya getting in trouble, she had 5 beautiful kids. A 6-year-old boy, 2 5-year-old twins, which were a boy and a girl, and a 4-year-old and a 13-month-old boy. But sadly, all of Shamaiya's kids had been taken by CPS. CPS had received a tip that Shamaiya had been watching the kids unsupervised. So on March 6, 2023, they decided to do a surprise visit. Around 4 p.m. that day, the CPS caseworker reached out to 911 because she had started acting irate once she had notified her that she would be removing the kids from her home. Not even 5 minutes later, 3 out of the 5 kids were no longer alive, and 2 were in critical condition.
Inside her family's home, she says her family is grieving after 5 of her little cousins were stabbed.
I'm hurting. This has hurt me because when you hear of something like this happening, yes, it does. It grieves your heart.
Authorities say the tragedy unfolded at 4 p.m. Friday afternoon when a CPS worker came to this house in Italy to check on the 5 children who were staying with their grandmother. But when the CPS worker arrived, the mother, Shamaiya Hall, answered the door. Sources say she was not supposed to be there unsupervised with her kids. The caseworker called 911. This is what dispatchers relayed to first responders.
She is there for removal of the kids. The last time she was at this address, the mother was aggressive, and she is being combative today.
The Ellis County Sheriff's Department says police arrived 5 minutes later to a horrifying scene.
I got kids with multiple stab wounds, back bedroom.
Authorities say a 6-year-old boy and 2 5-year-old twins were dead. A 4-year-old boy and a 13-month-old girl were seriously injured, all of them siblings.
I don't know exactly what happened. I don't know why it happened. We can't change it, but what we can do is pray for the family.
There is a family history with CPS and police. Shamaiya Hall has been arrested before in Dallas County. Court records show that in 2017, Hall and her twin sister, Troyshaye Hall, were arrested for aggravated assault against Troyshaye's boyfriend. According to court documents, the sisters went to his apartment. When he saw them, he immediately tried to slam the door shut, but they grabbed his shirt and sprayed him with pepper spray. The records go on to say Troyshaye pulled a knife out of her bra while Shamaiya told her to run up on him and attack him. In another tragic twist to this story, Shamaiya's twin sister, Troyshaye Hall, is also accused of stabbing her little girl to death at a house in Dallas in 2021. According to court records, the mother says Troyshaye's little girl was lying on the living room floor, bloody with multiple stab wounds. She was standing over the body, quiet and not saying anything. Troyshaye was charged with capital murder, but was found incompetent to stand trial and is now in a mental health facility. Meanwhile, Shamaiya Hall sits in the Ellis County Jail with $6 million worth of bonds, charged with 3 counts of capital murder. Family members say they couldn't comment on the history or the events that led up to 5 little kids being attacked, allegedly by their own mother. In Italy, I'm Rebecca Lopez.
And there you have the story about the crazy Hall twins. And not only did CPS fail their kids, but they failed them also. So condolences to the family. Please keep them in your prayers. I will be leaving the National Child Abuse Hotline number at the end of this video. So if you see any child abuse going on, please report it. Please let me know what you thought about this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to turn your notification bell on. And until next time.